I started to grow things while we still lived in a flat, and it was mostly tomatoes, and I loved it. And I love even more now having a garden, being able to grow all sorts of vegetables and also letting flowers that are self-seeded, wildflowers mostly, of course, also live their life in the garden. So I love a lush garden. It might look untidy, but I know it's good for the biological diversity, so I embrace it. Now, embracing all sorts of plants also means that there are sometimes plants which I do not want in the garden. And the first one I've noticed was a comfrey. And comfrey, I would say, is probably considered good because it sort of fertilize the earth, the soil. But this is a hybrid, and it's not invasive, but it sort of moves quite quickly anyway, both through roots and through seeds from the flowers. So that was the first one I tried to keep in its place, so to speak. And I have to cut it down in other places all summer, really, every year. The second plant that I noticed in the garden that are not supposed to be here is barren brome, and I actually got help to notice this plant. And it's a plant that the farmers do not want in their fields, and it's beautiful. I really love how it looks, and that's why I kept it. But it spreads very, very quickly, and now I have it almost all over the garden, not in masses, but I can find the odd one in almost all over the garden. And I have to keep sort of pulling it up all through from May to June. Now it's slowed down, and it's quite persistent, so you have to sort of check it almost daily if you want to keep on top of it. The third plant I discovered in the garden that turned out not to be so good is groundsel. And the first time I saw it, I thought it was arugula, and I still had the palette colors, and the whole palette color was full of it. And I just couldn't remember, did I actually plant arugula here, or has it self-seeded somehow? And it turned out it's groundsel, because I pulled them all out except for one, which I sort of let grow up, and when I saw the full plant I could say it was groundsel. So groundsel is poisonous and can damage the liver, and therefore you don't want to eat it yourself, of course, but it's mostly concerns cows, horses, sheep, goats, because the poison in the plant is also there after it's dry, so you don't want it in the hay or whatever you want to give your cows in the winter. And it spreads quite easily through seeds. Now the fourth one I only discovered here in the garden about 2 days ago, and it's wild parsley. It's poisonous, and it's the same poison as in hemlock, but not quite as bad as hemlock, but still bad. Now, I don't think I ever would think that wild parsley is the parsley you can eat. To me, it really looks more like a very sort of is groundsel the word? Like a flower anyway, that you could have maybe in a bouquet. But I'm glad I checked it out before I started to do anything with it. And these findings, on the one hand, as I said, I do like the diversity of plants, and I love just sort of waiting for plants to grow up and so I can understand what it is. But I don't want the poisonous plants, of course. And that's a bit irritating, to say the least, when I find these, because it makes it harder to work with food foresting, as far as I'm concerned anyway. I sometimes feel very insecure when I'm not totally sure what it is that I'm looking at or growing. And therefore, I don't think I will ever have a food forest where it's totally left to the plants to grow where they want to. I need some sort of structure so I can know for sure that what I'm picking here to eat is also edible.